So I want to continue to read through our book. It's been a long time. Sorry about that. We are on second page of chapter 13, a husband's affectionate authority over his wife. And this, just pick up where we left off. Because wives, through the weakness of their sex, for they are the weaker vessel, are much prone to provoke their husbands. Well, we need to talk about that for just a minute, because I like to think about this weaker vessel that we see in 1 Peter 3:7 as maybe a family heirloom that's been passed down to us for generations, hundreds of years. Finally, we're entrusted with it. We are to steward it, to pass it on to the next generations. And so we cherish it. It's treated as delicate and fragile and important. Let's say it's a bowl, and we don't water the dog with it. We don't put it in the microwave. We don't let the kids hand wash it. We carry it carefully. We store it in a safe place. We treat it differently than the Tupperware that one day is watering the dog and the next day is got something in the freezer or it's outside as a toy. We just don't. It's just different, and it's weaker, meaning that it has to be cared for differently. We have to consider it differently. And I think that's a good way to view this idea that we are to live with our wives in an understanding way, showing honor to her as a weaker vessel. And there's different, wired differently, think about life differently, handle life differently, oftentimes more relational, emotive. Things impact them differently than they do us. And we just have to be aware of that. He goes on to say, so as if love is not ruling in the husband, there is likely to be but little peace between husband and wife. That those little differences and the fragile areas of our wives will just tend to provoke us. And if they just provoke us, we will respond harshly, as we're called to not do in Scripture. We'll be harsh, we'll be indifferent. We will not treat them with honor. We won't live with them in a way of knowledge, knowing this particular difference that we have. And so love has to be what is ruling in our lives so that there will be peace. And it doesn't say that the frailty of our wives is the difficulty in the peace. Like, that's their makeup. What doesn't allow us to have peace is that we're not responding to it well. We're not caring for our wives based on those things. Love covers a multitude of imperfections, and it is love, again, that would be the binding agent that covers the imperfections, that allows us to deal gently and kindly and patiently, and seeking to understand, and from the verse, showing honor to them in those differences. So I think that's helpful. It might cause a little ruffle feathers as we think about the difference in the sexes, but there are differences. We need to just be aware of that. And it's on us to know those differences, to live with our wives in a way of knowledge. We're to be the students and to live with them in that knowledge with a foundation and context of love so that we can have peace. And so that's very helpful and good for us to think through. Lord bless you.